Yo, hey guys. So I'll show you how to solve simultaneous equations using the two different methods. So in this one, I'll show you how to do something called the elimination method. And in the next video, I'll show you how to do the substitution method. Okay, so just for this one, I'm going to write down this question here. So 4a plus b is equal to 47. And 4a minus 3b is equal to 35. Okay, so when we have these two equations, and we have to solve them simultaneously, meaning we have to solve them at the same time, there's these two prenumerals a and b that we have to solve. Now we can see like 4a and this 4a, they both have a 4a in both of the equations. So one useful thing we can do is we can try to eliminate that same component by subtracting the two equations. Okay, so how do we subtract two equations? Well, just vertically, right? So 4a minus 4a will become nothing, right? They cancel each other out, so that's the eliminating part of this process. And then we can do b subtract a negative 3b, right? Which becomes b plus 3b, so that's a 4b there. And lastly, we have 47 minus 35, which is just 12. Okay, we can just do some little algebra here, and then we can find b is 3. Okay, so we've basically solved for one of the prenumerals. Make sure in simultaneous equations that you don't forget to sub it back in and find the other prenumeral. Okay, so if this was called equation 1 and this is called equation 2, you can pick whichever one you want to sub it back into. Okay, so I'm going to say sub into just equation 1. Okay, then we can say 4a plus b, which is 3 that we just found, is 47. Let's move the 3 to the other side and then divide everything by 4. Okay, and once you've got the answer, just summarize it nicely and say, okay, a equals to 11 and b equals to 3. This is the solution. Okay, so it shouldn't matter which one you sub it into. They should both give you the same point. Okay, so that's just basically how you do elimination method. I'm going to show you how to do the same method, but with a slightly more challenging question. So in this one, the 4a's just happened to line up, so that was quite easy. If I just come down here, we can try something like this. So 5x minus y is equal to 19, and 2x plus 5y is equal to minus 14. Oops. So if you look at this equation, nothing is really lining up. Like there's no, if we look at the x part, there's 5x and 2x, so they're not the same quantity, so it's not going to cancel each other out. Same thing here, none of the y's really line up as well. What we can do is we can try to make a situation like this happen, where we've got the two 4a's and they're going to cancel each other out. We can say, so if this was equation 1 and equation 2, we can pick one of these equations and multiply, say equation 1, we can multiply this guy by 5. Okay, now I specifically want to multiply by 5 because if we rewrite this now, so 5x, whoops, that should become 25x minus 5y is equal to 5 times 19 is 95. And let's call this equation number 3. Okay, so it's the same thing as equation number 1, but we multiplied by 5 because if I rewrite equation number 2 beneath it, we now have this 5y and this 5y having the same quantity. Okay, so now we can eliminate them, right? So let's just use a different color. If I just draw a line, in the last question, I subtracted the quantities, right? I subtracted the equations and it canceled each other out. In this situation though, it would be more appropriate to just plus the two equations because our goal is to eliminate this part, right? And this guy already has a negative in front of it. Okay, so if I just add and say 27x, the y's are going to cancel out, so there's nothing there. And then we can add 95 to a negative 14, which gives it 81. And this is when you know you have a nice answer, because 81 divided by 27 is just a nice 3. And once you found x, let's sub back into, let's just sub it back into equation number 1. Okay, we can say 5x, x is 3 minus y equals to 19. So negative y is equal to 19 minus 15, y equals to minus 4. Okay, so let's just summarize this over here and say x equals to 3, y equals to minus 4. And that's how we do it. Okay, so in this case, with the equations not lining up properly, you can multiply one of the equations or adjust them so that they do line up. Okay, and then you can use the same elimination process. Cool, so that's how you do elimination method. In the next video, I'll show you how to do substitution. Cool, catch you in the next one.